Hello, my name is Allison Cooper. I am the program delivery partner for FIRST in Alaska. We're doing coach training for First Lego League, the Masterpiece season. We just got done talking about tournaments, and now we're going to talk a little bit about how we get ready for those tournaments with our teams. So let's get rolling. I said boldly. Let's get rolling. Okay, here we go. All right, just quick. First Lego League, this is what we got going on. So you're going to have 4th to 8th graders. If you've got somebody that's a little underage, if you got a 3rd grader, if you're good with that, I will trust your judgment. That's the program delivery partner's call, and I'm just telling you, I will trust your judgment with that. Talk to me if you've got questions. I actually have one 3rd grader on my team right now. There's pluses and minuses. There's a reason that these are the ages that they recommend. You cannot go above, it's grade 8 or 14 years old. So it's going to be older than that. They are not eligible. If there's some extenuating circumstance, developmental delay or something like that, also talk to me. We can figure that out. 2 to 10 members. If you're over 10 members, you got to either figure out how to pare that down or start a second team. Tournament, your qualifier is going to be in December, January, and you have one qualifier. So just register for one, and then you might get selected to advance to state. There we go. And then everything is, all 4 parts are equal. So robot game is what you see. You'll spend a lot of time on that, but the innovation project is just as important as the robot game is. All right, these are the things we do. We're going to have 3 2.5-minute matches. So that's what you're going to prep. Only the highest score counts. There we go. Look at the rules really well. Really well. If it doesn't say you can't, and you can, don't read things into the rules. Don't put extra words in there. Don't put adult expectations in there. Yeah. And then the judging session is going to have core values, innovation project, and robot design. All right, coach, good news for you. You're not expected to be the expert. You don't have to be an expert programmer. You don't have to be an engineer. You don't have to be an expert at anything. You don't have to be expert with kids. You have to be willing to be there, help them, learn with them, guide them a little bit, just ask them a lot of questions. That's what I do. You are there to help facilitate things, provide them with resources. You're the one that can get a hold of a computer for them. They can't write checks. You're the one that can help them out. Okay, so you don't have to be the expert. Good news. So what do? Here's your role. You handle logistics. You're going to register the team with FIRST. You're going to make sure all the team members register. I'm going to show you how to do all this stuff. You're going to register for your competition, which is separate from FIRST. That's through me. I'll send you an email, you get a link. You're going to figure out like how to pay for kit, for robot competitions, things like that. Might be with your school, might be through selling raffle tickets through FIRST in Alaska, advertisement there. You get half of the proceeds for the raffle tickets that you sell. There's also another thing that just came out for the Division of Vocational Rehabilitation. If you have kids ages 12 and up, then you might have some kids that are eligible or that make your team eligible for some funding there. You can get sponsors. There's all kinds of ways that you can get some funds. You're going to guide team members. You make sure that your team is following core values. Super important is we want this to be super fun for everybody. Have them think critically about how to design the robot. Think about why they want to do it that way. Same thing about how they code, how they attack the missions on the table. And the innovation project. So you're going to guide them a little bit on that. And then you're their cheerleader. You're the one that encourages them. Kids can so easily get discouraged. It didn't work. They give up. Don't let them give up. Then you go, okay, wait, hold on. That didn't work. Okay, so what do we need to do? Let's think this through. And then help them. You're helping them develop that perseverance. So that's part of what this program does. Because we all know things don't work the first time, right? Or the second time, or probably the third time. And that's part of the program. So you're going to help them with that. Okay, registration. Register your team. You're going to get an account at www.firstinspires.org. You will spend a lot of time at firstinspires.org. That's where all these team resources are also. But you have a dashboard there. Your team is there, and you can order your challenge set, which is the game, Spike Prime, your robot, etc. You're going to have 2 coaches that have completed the consent and release form and the youth protection program. I'll show you how to find that stuff. And then you're going to go on, and once you have those 2, you can go on. You can invite your kids. When you go to the tournament, you got to bring a roster that has all your kids listed with their consent and release completed that their parents have done through hopefully your QR code. That's a nice new system, brand new this year. Okay, these are things you'll get when you order your challenge set. So with your registration, you get your books. Those come, and that class book on the end is not, you're not getting that. That's for class packs. We don't do that. But those other books are yours, and they just come with registration. The challenge set you purchase if you are a registered team. You cannot buy it unless you're a registered team, and you can only buy one of them. And then the robot, there you go. There's your robot. And I would highly recommend the expansion set. I tried to get away with not doing expansion sets because I buy a bunch of them from camp. It's a long story, but I'm ending up having to buy expansion sets. All right, team meetings. So you meet as often as you like and wherever you want. Schools tend to meet in the schools. I have a Lego table hanging from my living room ceiling. Yes, I do. Maybe the only one in Alaska. I don't know. But we meet in my living room. I met at a church during a COVID year when we couldn't meet in my living room. People meet in all kinds of buildings, things. So you can be creative. You just need a place that you can put your field, and your kids can meet. Recommend that you have like at least 12 2-hour meetings. If you can't do that, make the best of what you have. The work should be done by the kids, all the work. The ideas are theirs, the work is theirs. Do everything you can to make sure that they don't grab your ideas and run with them, your work and run with them. The hardest part about being a first Lego League coach, I've always said, is put your hands in your pocket and bite your tongue. Because you can see how they need to fix that problem, and you everything in you, you want to grab it, and it's like this. You don't let yourself do it. And you bite your tongue when they're just not seeing it. You can ask them a bunch of questions and try to help them guide them towards the answer, or they come up with something really crazy and you're thinking that is not going to work. But you ask them questions, and if they insist on trying it, let them try it. Then sometimes it works and they prove you wrong. At least it happens to me. Maybe I'm the only one. There is a team meeting guide and an engineering notebook. Look at them. Look at what's in there. Look at the way they structure things. They're very good about the basic concept of if you have a bunch of kids, they're not all going to be able to program the robot at the same time. They split them up. These kids are working on programming. These kids are working on innovation project, and they swap and that kind of thing. So those sorts of ideas are in there. They have ideas on how to tackle a project, other things. Some people follow them perfectly. There are slides available. Most people don't follow them exactly. Some people don't use them at all. I don't actually follow it. I've been doing this too long, and I just can't make myself follow them. But it's good to look at because it'll help you know where you're headed. So give it a good look. There's some good stuff in it. Those are, of course, last year's. Yes. Okay. The way I do it, build the mission models. They have to be exactly right. Exactly right. It's the only thing that we do where the kids cannot be creative. They must be perfect because you want your practice table to work exactly like every other field. And when you get to the tournament, you want the fields at the tournament to work like the one you've been working with all year. Otherwise, your robot won't act the same way and won't complete the mission the way you were expecting. And surprises are bad at a tournament. Okay. FLL is in 100 and something countries, and all over the world, we're all working on the same one. Don't underestimate your kid's ability to foul up these builds. Have someone checking, and then adults check afterwards. If there's one thing that I'm fine with adults doing, this is it. Because at the tournament, the kids aren't building those. This isn't something that's creative work for them. It's fun. They like to build, but this is not a must do for them. If you have adults building the field, that's fine. That's fine. Okay. So you got to build. After that, we look at the missions. We watch the game. Usually we watch the game video. And then we look at the field. We go, oh, what's easy? What's hard? What looks like something we should tackle? And then we figure out we're going to score points. We look at robot designs. Okay. And I have a couple of go-to places, primelessons.org. Okay, that's my go-to place. And then actually in the software itself, the Spike Prime software, there are a couple of robots in there, one of which my team's building this year. So that's, and then here's one actually also. No, that's not true. That's Prime Lessons. So those are good designs, but talk to them about why they, what they want on their robot, why they would build a specific kind of robot, what kind of features they want. And then we introduce an innovation project. What is that? And then that way through the next several meetings and actually the rest of the season, we're going to be kind of switching around so that somebody is working on programming, somebody's working on the innovation project. And if I have a big enough team, then I also will have another group that's working on probably writing pseudocode and planning out the next mission they're working on. And then we'll switch around. So you can work on a mission without having the robot in front of you. So they can figure out what the steps are that the robot's going to need to take. And as closer to the tournament, there are some other things that teams can be doing to break up. Like if there's innovation project work, we're making a prototype, we're making a display board, we're making, something. Then you can break off even more kids. So there's lots of work that can be done. I banned at one point, I had a team years ago, I just banned the phrase "I'm waiting for." Don't wait for. What are you going to do until the robot is available? Because everybody just kind of sat around, I'm waiting for the robot. Well, what else could you be doing? Because there's lots of stuff to be doing. So I try to do a teamwork challenge or a game or something every week if I have time to do that. We usually start with that at the beginning of the practice. So that's just my thing. We have fun. We kind of focus on really having fun. Might end up at the bottom of the scoreboard, but we're gonna have fun. All right. Robot game rulebook. Oh, look, how to get started. So there's something that will help you get started. It shows you how to build mission models. It even has a QR code to get you to the mission model instructions. It's also just on that list of resources on that same page that you've seen over and over from me. Figure out where to put your mat. So if you can, have a real no kidding table with a rim on it, because the closer you can to the real thing at the tournament, the better. But do what you can. Use the book, follow setup. Anyway, it tells you exactly how to get going, and then there are some guiding principles that so the robot game rulebook is a great way to get going. All right, and then you ask questions. That's how I coach. I never answer my kids' questions. I just ask them other questions. Sometimes drives them crazy, but they'll come to me and they'll ask me, does this count? Hey, does it count if I put this, if this guy is, if the audience member is in here on, if it's upside down? Well, let's go look. And we pulled out the reference. Where would we look? If I answer their question, then they know how to ask me questions and they know the answer to that exact question. If I go to the resource, then the next time they have a question like that, they can go to the resource. So we're trying to teach them to use the resources and answer the questions and answer their own questions so that they can problem solve. So I don't ever answer their questions. Same with Innovation Project, other things like that. I just ask them questions. When they have an idea, and I'll just ask them questions about it. And I try to ask them questions that will make them think about either problems or the next things. Well, what's the next thing we need to look at? Any kind of open-ended questions that will help move it along or make them recognize, oh, that's not gonna work, is it? Hang on, let's go revisit that. And off they go. I just ask them lots of questions, and that's my coaching strategy. So other coaches operate very differently, but that is mine. There was something else I was going to tell you here, but I don't remember what it was, but there we go. All right. Okay, and core values, always. Just stay on this, camp on this, come back to this every few weeks or every week. There's cahoots with core values. There's all kinds of things you can use. Play games with core values, etc. All right, and here we go. Don't panic. You can't find something's not working. Oh no, I've had every crisis that could possibly happen. I walked in the Thursday before the Saturday tournament, and it may have been my first year, maybe my second year, and find my team in a circle on the floor, like sobbing, and an adult going through, okay, say something nice about, it was ugly. Came around, made it. And here we are 15 years later, or 16 or 17 or whatever it is. We're all fine. Don't panic. It'll be fine. If you need, go find these resources. They are probably, your answer to your question is probably right in front of you. If not, or if your brain is blank, where do I find this? Shoot me a text. Where do I find that thing that tells me about the launch? Where do I find? Just ask. It's fine. It's all good. Key things you will want to look at a lot here. We'll go into more in the last session when we talk about resources, but the challenge updates, keep an eye on those. And building instructions are for the mission models. So you're going to want that right away. Table building instructions is to build an actual table. You don't have to build the actual competition table. This is for a real tournament table. You can build, there's all kinds of stuff online. I have one that's a trifold table with wheels that I use for sometimes. I've got a couple of them in the other room, so a team can borrow. There's all kinds of helpful stuff here. All right, and then those resources right there. Okay, and I'm going to show you the next up slide, and then I'm going to move off the slides. I'm going to go to my dashboard and show you how to get your kids on your team registered. Okay, so here, next up, after we're done with this, we're going to talk about innovation project in the next one, robot game, and then resources in the wrap up. Okay, so this is going to be not very smooth, I suspect. I'm going to stop sharing. And then we're going to go find my, first inspires here. This is a website you will get familiar with, right? And hopefully this is what you're seeing, First Inspires. Okay. So what we have going on here, if you go and you go your programs, Lego League, Game and Season, that's how I've been getting to your season materials. All right. So that stuff's there. Going and going. All the judging, the rubrics, have your team look at the rubrics. They'll know how to work on their innovation project. They'll know what kinds of things are being looked at for the core values. One thing you don't need, this official judging spreadsheet, that is literally for the judges to use. It's a thing that they put the scoring together in. Okay. So what we're going to do is get things registered here. So you log in, and it might kick you out. If it does, don't feel surprised by that. It's something about cookies that I didn't quite follow, but it's a very common thing. So your team or teams are going to show up in the dashboard. Okay, that's the kick out part I was talking about. Okay, nope. There we go. All right. They're reworking all of this. Okay, here's my dashboard. There's, by the way, Thinkscape's got some resources in there for you too. Up here, you have your teams. If you wanted to go and register to volunteer at a tournament, you could go to volunteer registration and do that, by the way. Okay. I'm going to go to Extra Tough Girls. That's my team that's playing right now. I've got my team information. If you wanted to go change your team name, by the way, it's as simple as that. Change it right there. Super easy. Go back to the dashboard. Okay. All right. So here's something you want to look at. Right here where it has my name, you want to see if you have anything red. Red is bad. If you do, go down and figure out where it is marked. And it's probably here, youth protection screening or the acknowledgement forms. It needs you to either do your youth protection screening, finish that, or go ahead and sign a consent and release. And somehow you just manage to get through without clicking a box and missed that. This is your roles and invitations. If you've been invited to be a coach, it will show up there. I don't know why I just clicked that. But anyway, it will show up there. Okay. And all your roles show up here. I need to minimize the number of things I click here. The internet is not moving quickly. Okay, so your team shows up here. And what you have going on is payment and product, and that's where you would register your team through first, and also where you would order your challenge set and where you would order your robot. If you wanted to order a Spike Prime robot, you could do it right there. It's slightly discounted. If you have any outstanding tasks, it will yell at you right there. So like if I clicked on Thursday, it's angry because we're not actually playing this year. I'm not using that team right now. So I have lots of outstanding tasks. I don't have any coaches signed up. Contact options. So let's take a look. So this team events, ignore it. It does not work. We do not use it. Here's where you would print your team roster before the tournament. Okay. Manage contacts. If you have 2 coaches, it's telling you about this new thing, express enrollment. That's a good thing. Okay. If you have 2 coaches, which you need 2 coaches that are completely through the youth protection program and have signed their consent and release. If that is the case, you are going to have this box available, QR code link. Otherwise, it's grayed out. To invite your kids, click that, hit add, and name it like something, anything, invitation, and then I would highly recommend you go and make this some other date, like in the future, because like the date I had set up is already expired. So I'm going to have to send this out again. All right, saving the link. Okay, so now what I can do is show this thing. I have a QR code. I can make it a full screen and parents can shoot pictures of it or use their phone to like go straight to the website. Also have a link here. And when a parent clicks on that, it's going to go straight to a screen where they can register or straight into my team. Okay. This is in like 2 minutes. Way better than anything we have ever had as far as registering kids. So parents need to do that because they're signing consent and release, consent for their kids to participate, photo release, so that we get them in a picture. You can do that. So that is what you'll need to do there. Okay. If you have any trouble with that, let me know. There are some resources on there to help, but that is so nice. And you can always go back now to that. So all I had to do was go to manage my contacts, assuming I can. Thinking. Okay. I'm going to go to my contact options. Website. Manage contacts. And QR code link. Pops it right up again. Okay. All right. And that is how you get your kids registered. And that is really the last I had for you. If you have any other questions, we'll look at next time. We're going to look at Innovation Project. We're going to look at the robot game, and then we're going to go through some resources. And hopefully we'll get questions answered in those. But you can always shoot me an email, acooper@jedc.org, or shoot me a text. My phone number is on every email that goes out from me. And I'm happy to just grab that and shoot you an answer back or give you a call or whatever I need to do there. And we will see you later. Thank you so much.